Hey guys, welcome back to the Ramsey Custom Shop. This is Gary. Hey, on this video we've got quite a few things going on here, several projects. You noticed in the last couple of videos a new concrete slab, so revealing a little bit more about what's going on with that in this video. But what you see on the screen right now is a 15-inch I-beam being delivered that's going to be used to make a stationary gantry crane. So I'd be interested in getting your thoughts on that. We'll show a little more about it later in the video, but this is my local steel supplier, which is Maverick Metal and Trading, I think it is. They're in Ennis, Texas. Awesome guys. And so they sourced this beam for me that will take care of the needs that we have here on this project.
Okay, making some anchor plates for that lift that was made in Louisiana. So I took some DOM tubing and faced each end off on the lathe and putting these my concern about tacking it in there is see all the play in it, the wobble. So just dropping these on. With them being so long, didn't want to have to take a chance on, having them not be straight, not being able to fit the lift on it. What do you guys think? Too much? And the ultimate question is, are we as good as Austin Lanier? Can we draw it up? Can we weld it up? Can we make it fit 12 inches down in the concrete? Oh yeah. All right, well, you saw the plates that we made, and then you saw the concrete going in, and then here's our beam that we've got. This is a 15-inch tall, 42.9, 20 feet long. 42.9 is the pounds per foot, and that thing should do the trick for us. So I've got the main uprights. I'm a little bit concerned about that I might not have, got, these might not be beefy enough, but I think they will work when you see what I'm gonna do with them. But all right, so just thought I would show a little bit about this. A lot of guys, plasma people, people thinking about getting a laser, always asking, what can you cut? So I needed some 1/2-inch plates cut for an internal project. And so I went ahead and cut these, even though my machine's only rated to cut 3/8. But I thought I'd just show you, kind of the quality difference. Obviously, this is pretty rough. Now I turned the oxygen up pretty high to get that to burn hot on through there. And you see that backside. So these holes were cut as 3/4 inch holes, and this is a 3/4 inch bolt, and you see it drops right in there. I did not compensate for the kerf, so these were cut as drawn, and you can see they're a little bit loose, but there's no taper. It goes on through there, so that's good. But obviously you wouldn't want to give this to a customer, but for your own projects, if it's what you got, you'll use it. Here's 3/8. Same thing, you can see it's a much nicer cut edge. There's no dross on the back. The holes look pretty good on the back side. And, 1/2 inch bolt and a 1/2 inch hole. so that's good. And then here's 1/4 inch. This is just something I had laying around, and you can see it's even nicer. So 3/8 is decent. You know, again, it's rated for max 3/8. 1/2 inch you can get away with. Just kind of thought I'd show you this. Some people might be interested in it.
All right, guys, well, check it out. Here we're getting those plates that we just cut on the laser welded to the tubes that I showed you earlier. And again, these are going to be the uprights on this gantry crane that I'm building for outside on the slab, and it'll be using the 2-post car lift for that. So just getting those plates welded on in this part of the video. Doing some MIG welding, hadn't done that in quite a while, and found out that I was pretty rusty at it, believe it or not. Seems like MIG is something you'd never get rusty at. And then here, just using the mag drill to get some holes through some 1/4 inch plates and then through the tubing as well. And we're going to have a 3/4 inch bolt that's going to go through the plate, through the tubing, and then another matching plate on the other side. And then those plates will get welded to the carriages on the 2-post lift.
All right, I didn't get any footage of welding this up, but I thought I'd just show you what I came up with here to support these uprights that are going to be for the gantry. So I've taken the slider out and cut a couple of plates, and then I've got 3/4 inch bolts holding that in. Now keep in mind that the movement going this way is going to be captured by that at the beam at the top, so it's not really going to, this is really more to locate it, not really that much for strength. And if you see this gantry over here, I'm kind of doing it the same way. You see the triangulated bars there, and then on the sides triangulated, doing the same thing. This plate right here is going to allow for a bolt-in triangulated plate to go up to the beam. So might be overkill, but man, lifting this kind of weight, I'd rather it be overbuilt.
Hey guys, here is the 2-post lift being installed, and I'm installing these 5 feet further apart than they're designed to be, and you'll see some of the complications that I ran into with that, which I knew there would be, and you know, kind of planned for it. But one thing I did not plan for, actually a couple things I didn't plan for, but it's going to work out good. Now this video, we're not going to show the conclusion of this lift in operation, but you can see the beam there on the right. That's going to go on top with those uprights that you saw in the previous clip. But so I didn't end up finishing this project this week, and it's going to be a couple more weeks before I can do that. But I do have the posts in place. They're bolted down, got them shimmed and leveled, and you know, just working on some of the details. And we're going to switch over and see the beam getting cut, and then move on. Again, just working on the beam here, and just wanted to mention that this is an S15 beam, and it has a rating to be able to support in a single point a 10,000 pound lift across a 15-foot span. And but in addition to and so I'm cutting it here. It's being cut at, it's a 20-foot long section, and I'm cutting 5 feet off of it, so I'm going to have 15 feet there, but really only about 8 or 12 feet or so are going to be exposed, because I'm going to have those triangulated pieces, you know, captured.
Here's a quick update. The one thing I knew for sure about making these wider than what they're meant to be is that I would have to change out the hydraulic line connecting to the cylinder over here. So this is the one that came with it right here, and this one is 54 inches longer, which represents the extra distance that we have from stock. 134 inches from the outside of the base to the outside of the base is what they recommended, and I have them 188 inches, so a little over 4 feet wider, just to give, you know, I'm not using it for a vehicle for the most part, so just to give it more width there. The one thing I did not anticipate was the cables that connect the pulleys. I thought that those, I saw them, I knew that they had cables in there, but I thought that they went with each column. I didn't realize the cables connected all of it together. But basically the cables kind of serve as a little counterbalance to keep both of them at the same level. The cylinders do all the jacking and all that. But so today, here are the cables that came with it. They have something like a 5/8 inch stud on the end of it. And the holes like are way too big where they go. So that's a 3/4 bolt. And you can see it's even got a lot of clearance in there. So I had the new ones made 54 inches longer, and once I got them mounted up here, I ran a string connecting one set and verified that way, and basically the same 54 inches longer. And I had them put 3/4 inch studs on there, and they're fine thread. So anyway, I'm gonna save the original hydraulic line and the original cable. Should I decide to sell this at a later point or do something different with it or install it as a regular, you know, lift, then I have everything to do it with. Oh, this old bandsaw blade girl here, she's got a bunch of teeth missing on her last leg, but we're running it slow, trying to make do. So I've got to cut these upright plates to box in the C-channel, and these are going to fit through the C-channel and through the boxed in plate on the backside. So I did a little compensation here of about 12 thousandths, and yeah, so we're ready to cut it, and then we're going to see if this one will fit. Whoa, coming right at you. A little bit of funky pierce right there on that crusty edge. That'll be all right for this. Alright, let's see how we did on the fit up. Let's check it out. Oh man, a little too snug. Little too snug. All right, I snuck up on it one more time. I did the same thing on camera, just took a little more. So now you see we got a good fit in there. I wouldn't say it's like super tight, but it's, you know, there's no gap around it. It'll be perfect for this. So let's get the channel up here and get it cut. All right, so this is how this is gonna go. And you know, I left some overhang here so we can get a fillet weld on the other side. And we just need to get a matching hole for that spindle to go through. And so we're set up here, and man, these things are crusty. I hope they cut okay. But you can see we got this, you see the little laser pointer there as I jog down. It's true with the table, just kind of work it back and forth to get it position. So now I'm going to get it on the very, very tip and edge, and it should put the hole right where we want it. So let's get it cut. Yeah, crusty, leaving a bad cut for us right there, but that's what you get on some nasty metal. This is where plasma really comes in to play.
Right, so here we've got the C-channel, just getting everything fitted up with our Fireball tool squares that Reed sent me. Appreciate that, Reed. And So a lot of fidgeting around, trying to make sure I'm getting everything set as good as I can. You know, sometimes these C-channel, you know, stuff is not, you know, the legs don't line up, they're a little bit uneven, and so you just got to go with it. But I was trying to keep it as square as I could. And then the next thing you're going to see is the side plates that we cut on the laser matching the hole so that we could fit that spindle in there. Alright, so using our Guru Machine Works square to hold that spindle in place and get it as square as we could and get a tack on it, and then you know, keep getting tacks on it and then checking for square until we're ready to get it welded in fully.
Alright, so we got everything dry fitted, and I'm pretty happy with you know, kind of how it's fitting up. But before we go and burning all these welds, we're just gonna, you know, double check everything, and we're gonna set it down on the ground and check it up with. So we're gonna dry fit the hubs and bearings on there and get it on the ground, put the wheels on it, make sure we got the right clearance that we were after and all that. All right, overall, that was kind of what I was thinking, and I believe this will work pretty good. I was going for a 3-inch ground clearance there to the bottom, which would be about 5 inches to the top. So we'll see what we got. Throw a tape measure on it here. Yeah, we're pretty close. It's a little bit lower there. Of course, the concrete could have a bow in it or whatever. I was trying to go for about 1 inch of tire clearance, and I think we got a little bit more. I'm not sure where I messed up on that. So, but I think I'm going to leave them that way, and I might come in on these the spindle to the plate and put a gusset right there, maybe one on the top and bottom. And I cut these. I believe it's going to be really strong and hold what we need. The weak point is going to be the joint there in the corner. So I'm going to TIG weld those corners and blow them in there hot and flat. And then I've got these cut. They're going to go right here. We're going to set something like that and leave some gaps for some weld and give us a nice corner stiffener for that corner. And I think she'll be good to go. So I'm going to get it all welded up off camera, and I can show you all that. All right, there it is. Some afterthoughts, some cut-offs, some re-welds, but it's on there. So what I decided to do is just, no trickery, no tricky stuff. So the open part of the frame, is going to go that way and then around. So the open part will be here. And I got those to kind of capture it on either side to keep it from wanting to walk and wiggle, pushing on it. And then up at the front, so the machine's going to go in it long ways. It was going to be way too big to build it for the full width. So this is going to go on the front, and this is going to capture up under the plate right there. The front plate, the bottom of it, will drop down in that slot, and you'll have kind of a locking dog effect, I hope, pulling up on it, and I hope it'll be strong enough. But again, we're only lifting half the weight with it, with the front. And then once that's on, I got this on the forklift here, and of course I'll take the forks off. Just thought it would reduce the length and give you more, lifting power, leverage. And you see those are locked in, and then some jack bolts coming underneath to catch the bottom rail. So yeah, what do you think?
All right, so here is the 90-ton Ironworker going on, or actually that's the 60-ton Ironworker going on, and it doesn't weigh that much. But this is the 63-ton press brake right here, which is the beast in terms of the heaviest thing that we got to deal with. Their forklift there is an 18,000-pound forklift, so it handled it with no problem. But it still seemed like it was struggling with it a little bit, with that 8,000 pounds, part of it all the way out there near the end of the fork. So, but the rest of the video that you've seen here, that dolly I was building, is obviously I can't lift it from the top. I don't have a forklift, big enough for that. I can't get it in the door that way, so I've got to be able to get it off the trailer and then load it, roll it with the forklift into my shop. So that's what the dolly is for, and you'll see us doing that coming up next. This clip you saw was down at the port in Houston, picking up the actual press brake. We're from a warehousing company that has access to the port, and they can go get the container and unload the contents and then load it for you onto whatever method you need. So here we are back at the shop, and we got 2 trailer loads of stuff. And first off is picking off I think one of the Ironworkers, or yeah, one of the 2 Ironworkers, and just using a local heavy haul wrecker service in our town called K&S Towing. Used them quite a few times. Good guys, good to work with. Seem to maybe have gone up on the prices since the last time I've needed them, but then again, I had them out here for a little while. That large press brake kind of gave us some difficulty. And all right, so that was the 60-ton Ironworker, and then now we're looking at the 90-ton Ironworker coming to us. And again, this one is 6,000 pounds. My forklift is a 6,000-pound forklift, and I didn't even try it. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't pick it. The 60-ton one weighed 4,400 pounds, and it seemed like it was probably about the max of what it could do. And I also needed to get it in there on an angle, on a kind of a straight shot where there wasn't really room to get a forklift straight in. So I ended up using the dolly that we made in the previous part of the videos for that. And but for now, I just had him set it right there until I could get a chance to get to it later. All right, so here we swapped around the trailers, and now got the big machine. This is the 63-ton press brake that weighs 8,000 pounds. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of the world in press brakes, no, it's not that big. But for me and my little shop, take a look at the left there. Look how small that is and how short the door is and all that. And my little 6,000-pound forklift, yeah, it's a big. So, yep. So now he's wheeling it back here for me to the slab, and we're gonna get it on the dolly that you seen me build in the previous part of this video.
8,000 pound, 6,000 pound forklift, no height. So this is our little rig here. We got that sandwiched in there. Oh, I hope it holds. We'll see. All right, guys, there she is. You can see that tire is a little bit on the torqued inside there, you know, like the back end of an old Volkswagen. And our beam, you know, our piece of C-channel is, well, I don't know if you can see it. It's got some bow to it. Not bad though. The 3/8 reinforcement, you know, really shorted up. And yeah, we got it in here. Happy with the placement. I got room here, you know, with the laser to get my cylinders out and all that. So we got enough room over here by these. So yeah, now we got to get this guy right here inside of here. So it's a different project. All right, guys, that is gonna wrap it up on this video. And you guys let me know what you think about this crazy idea here. This has been done before, and you know, where somebody's taken a lift and turned it into a gantry crane. So it's definitely doable. I don't know, I don't think the one I saw, they had split it apart, so I don't know about that. But the one idea I'm thinking, instead of having the hydraulic lines and the cables connecting the two, what if I put another motor and pump on the other side, and then you know, did some way to remotely control both of them together, and let the two power units control, you know, the height and keeping them in sync. And that way, because I've got the beam up top, I can't run the cables and the hydraulics over the top. I've got to run them underneath, which you see over there, that blue plate is going to go down, but that's going to interfere with a forklift, you know, a little bit. It could be a problem, but I would love to have it where it was empty here. So, but yeah, you guys let me know what you think about that. Got all the machines in. And by the way, the whole point of this whole apparatus here is so that if I sell one of these machines to somebody and they come get it, you know, they could back, you know, I could haul the machine back out here, lift it up, they could back their trailer under it, and we can get them on the road without too much hassle. So it's all fitting in here pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the space I have left after getting them in here. Mr. Jack Cow at Prima wants to send me another laser. Hey man, you got space for another laser? Dude, I'm full. But we're gonna get another laser and it's gonna go out here. So these are all for sale, and I'm gonna rattle off a few specs that I know right now, but in a few days, watch for a video. I'm gonna get some of these up and running and demonstrate them and give you a detailed information on, you know, what it takes to install it, you know, specs, dimensions, all that, and the price. This is a 90-ton, you know, your typical 2-station Ironworker, and the punch side's back here, and the shear. That's just kind of how it worked out getting it in here. 90-ton Ironworker. It's 3-phase. I think it'll punch up to 1-inch plate, and of course it's got the slot for C-channel. It's got the angle iron slot there, and then it's got the round and square slot. And again, I'll get all of the information on that, but this one is going to be $14,000. And if you look at like the Piranha, I think it's like $26,000 for a Piranha. and the Edwards, I believe, is 22 for the one in that class. So we're well below that. This is a 60-ton iron worker, and I think it's going to be in the 12,000 range, and it'll do 5/8. And again, it's got the 2 stations, you know, with the nibbler shear back there. Oh, and I also failed to mention the other one's got a flat, you know, a flat bar shear in there as well. But I will get all of the documentation together, all the thicknesses and all that, and let you know what that is. So this was the biggest machine that we got, 63-ton CNC press brake. And this thing is going to be 18,000, and none of these prices I'm giving you include any shipping. That's you coming to pick it up. If you want me to ship it to you, you know, of course it's going to be more on top of that. But it does include, that is your final price. The tariffs, the shipping to me, the, you know, customs, all that stuff is paid. There's no additional charge other than how to get it to you. So the 18,000 is out the door, out this door. And from there, you know, whatever it takes to get it to you is, you know, what we'll have to figure out. But you can see that this is coming standard with a segmented top die. We've got the 4-way bottom dies on it. This has the Cybelic CT8 controller for this class of machine. This is a nice controller for, you know, this class machine. Obviously the bigger, higher end machines with the Delum controller are you know, the top of the line, but you're going to pay big money for that. I think that controller alone is probably like 15 grand. So, and then we've got a couple of little guys here that I thought somebody might, you know, have a need for. And these are very, very simple, basic machines. It's 30 tons, also 63 inches wide. And let me just say on this one, people are going to ask, this one will do 5mm or 3/16 across the full width, and then 1/4 inch, you know, I don't really know for sure, something you'll have to experiment with, but it should do 1/4 inch at half width pretty easily. But I'll do some testing and we'll show it on video. And then this guy, these two guys right here are the 30-ton, 63-inch wide. They'll do 12 gauge full width and probably 1/8 inch at a narrower width. And these things come with this really low-end controller called the Edson E21, and it doesn't have like a graphical interface. It's got like a PLC interface, if you're familiar with that. But as far as I can tell, they work well. There's a guy that is on one of the Facebook groups that runs his whole business making side-by-side parts off of it, and he loves it. He's got the Bailey version of it. So anyway, this guy is going to be 12,000, and if you look at the Bailey version of this, they're now selling it for 15,000. So I'm coming in at about 3,000 less than that. And if you want a discount, if you want a deal, I got the one for you right here. This machine is brand new. I would consider this to be called new old stock. It's a slightly different configuration than this one, and you can see that it's kind of been sitting around some. It's dingy, it's dirty. You know, the dies don't have the nice bright machined, you know, freshly machined finish on them like this one does. You can see the difference there. The paint's kind of faded and dirty, but it's brand new machine, never been sold, never been used. And I'm going to be making a deal on that for somebody, discount it. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it. Again, look for more information. And then one thing I likely would like to do is start like a weekly Google Hangout. So if you're not a serious buyer for one of these machines, but you're just interested in kicking the tires and, you know, chewing the fat on it a little bit, you know, then I'll have a call, like a Google Hangout type call where you can join, other people will be on there, and we can just chit chat and, you know, brainstorm, daydream, ask questions, you know, whatever. So look for that. Look for a video, more detailed video showing these guys in operation and all the specs and all that to go with it. So if you're in a hurry and you are a serious buyer and you're ready to get one of these right now and you can't wait, then send me an email and I'll give you my number and we'll talk about it. My email address is on the screen. All right, guys, have a good one.